speak specifically about the purpose-driven church. Today I will lay like a foundation for that, and we will proceed. And in my objectives of this topic, we want to see how the church can grow without compromising anything. And remember, our theme is growing and restrained 2024 and beyond. And because it is a church setting, we want to understand why we must come to church. Why we must come to church. And in that, we want to have knowledge on how best we can do church when we are driven by purpose. Not just wings, not just instructions, not just individuals, not just personalities, but a purpose. Why and how best can we do church? A purpose-driven church. That is our subtopic. And I say, after this series, I will have covered an area that teaches us, or we would have learned, how best we can grow without compromising anything. I read two texts. The first one is about love, and it is stressing to us what God commands. The summary of the 10 Commandments is love. The second one is the Great Commission, where Jesus is commissioning his disciples into a worldwide venture of evangelism, going forth to look for and the making of disciples, baptizing them after calling them to Christ. But there are some truths that we cannot run away from. The first truth is that we need to worship in the midst of apostasy, a world where apostasy is the order of the day, and a world where the church itself is losing its significance by deteriorating in its name. The name of the church is deteriorating because of so many scandals that have rocked the church. People are running from the faith. People are converting from Christianity to other religions that are not teaching the true doctrine. We have seen ministers. Latest is a circulation of a certain reverend father who has let me use this word, has brought the internet down because on a trend for the wrong reason. He was captured live massaging a woman to the depths of her private parts in church in the name of driving out demons. And the woman was so helpless. And that is church. That is church. That is where we are. We have seen clergy who have claimed to be Jesus. We have seen people preaching more of prosperity than holiness or righteousness. That is church today. Now, why church? There are some people who have that background and they see no reason for them joining any church. They stay at home. Wengine wanasema tunaabudu kwa TV. A few questions to ask. Why must we gather each week in church? What is the purpose of the local church? Now, the two texts that we gave, that is Matthew 22:37 to 40 and Matthew 28:19 to 20, there are a few things that come out clear. One of them is worship, another one is fellowship, fellowship, another one is ministry, and yet another one is mission. 5 things: worship, fellowship, discipleship, ministry, and mission. The truth is, a church is an organ, or rather an institution, where people of the same faith, with the same objective, gather together to worship. Mark the word worship. They gather together for worship. The rest is drama. Anything that is outside of worship is pure drama. Anything that does not promote worship is pure drama. There are very many denominations, but when we gather in church, we gather to worship. And the truth is, every church is driven by something. Every church, it has a driving force. There is a force behind its workmanship. There are foundations. That very first day that the church forms a congregation, there is a tradition that is laid on that first day. There is a foundation that is put in place on that first day. So you can imagine when people form a church for the wrong reasons. And I am saying wrong reasons because we have seen churches that have been formed out of rebellion. There are people who feel unsatisfied in their churches and they tail out a huge number of the members to form another church. That is the foundation I am speaking about. When you form a church in the background of rebellion, trust me, that church may, and I'm using the word may never know peace, because the foundations that were used to put up that congregation is a wrong one. Rebellion is not a godly spirit, whether you are right or not. Churches are suffering because of the way they have been established. Like they want to begin congregations. They went up and decide they want to be pastors. They went up and choose to become people of God. And find no reason of going to church. They stay at home. Some stay at home because of conflicts. Why church? If you can reach to that extent of saying, "Yo, kanisa siendi tena kwa sababu blah 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 blah," do you know the purpose of church? Do you know why you go to church? Why church? Every church has a force behind it. And I want to mention some of the forces: traditions, finances, programs, personalities, events, seekers, and even buildings. These are the forces that control our churches. There are some personalities. Yani kuna wengine yeye akiongea hata aje nani, hakuna mtu atapindua. Is that worship? When we say we gather to worship, and when we gather to worship, there are personalities that dictate the worship. I have served in a certain church for a very brief period of time, and I was kind of uncomfortable because even the sermon unaambiwa pale unafaa kuhubiri. Mchungaji, unajua wewe unaomba sana. Hapa kwa hii kanisa yetu, maombi ya ibada hayastahili kuwa marefu. Tunataka maombi mafupi wakati wa ibada. Kwa hivyo tafadhali, ile uchunge. Jumapili iliyopita uliomba kwa dakika 3. Tunataka maombi mafupi. Hii Mombasa hiyo. Sisemi kijiji kingine, Mombasa. Ikifika siku ya kuhubiri, unaambiwa mchungaji, Wiki ijayo wengi utahubiri na utahubiri kuhusu hii, na pia usitupatie injili ndefu ndefu. Personalities, traditions. Sisi tumezoea kanisa inaendeshwa hivi. Sisi tumezoea this is how we know it is supposed to be. Traditions hinder new approaches. Finances. There are some churches that are run because there is money. When there is no money, there is no ministry. Programs, events, seekers. People come to church because they are on a mission. When the mission does not fruit out, they ship out. And these are the controlling forces in the churches in this century. But the truth is, for a church to be healthy, it must be built around the New Testament purposes that Jesus gave to the church. So here, when we talk about church,